Hi, and welcome to my kitchen. Today has been a long, cold, rainy fall day, but my husband asked if I could make cheesecake, so join me. Let's get started. Our graham cracker crust. I actually have amounts here for this recipe. And I haven't made this in, oh mercy, it's probably been close to 5 years since I have made my cheesecake. So forgive me, we're going to do this together and see if it turns out like it used to. So to start with, we need 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and 1 cup of wheat, whole wheat. 1 cup of whole wheat here. Get that put in there. Get this kind of mixed around just a little bit. I'm going to need 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. And the great thing about this recipe is what I don't use to make my crust, I can roll out and bake, and my son will have graham crackers to snack on. I need a teaspoon of salt. Okay. Get that all mixed in there together. Now I need a teaspoon of cinnamon. You can go a little more or a little less, just depends on what your preference is. And I need 3/4 cup of brown sugar. Trying to move everything out of the way here so I can get to it. I need to mix up some more brown sugar. I'm almost out. I think I have just enough though. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, I have enough. Okay. There's my brown sugar. I had enough. I've just got a tiny bit left. So I'm definitely going to be mixing up more brown sugar soon. Let's get this all mixed in here. I like to do all the dry ingredients before I start adding my wet ingredients. And now for the next part. You can use molasses or honey. I'm using some local honey. It just depends on what flavor you like your graham crackers to have. So you want a full tablespoon of, like I said, either honey or molasses. This is a local honey, so it's very good. I mean, all honey tastes good. The local just tends to help with allergies more. So we go through a lot of honey. Tablespoon of honey. It's okay, it's just going to be my family eating this. Honey, I need 1/2 cup of melted butter. All scraped in there. I've also got my oven preheating to 350. And now I need 1/4 cup of milk. You may have to adjust your wet measurements just a little bit. You don't want this to be a sticky dough, but you do want it to come together. I'm going to start mixing with my hand now. I can get a better feel of the dough. See what it needs. Oh, that's good. Just get it all mixed in. See, it's kind of crumbly, but when you press it, it comes together. That's what you want. Get this all worked in. Make sure everything, there's no dry flour in the bottom. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to take my pie pan here, and I'm actually just going to give it a little spritz of olive oil. Forgot to get my olive oil out. Not a whole lot. I just don't want the crust sticking to my pie pan and the bottom and the sides. So I'm going to just take this dough, slide this out of the way. I'm just going to start pressing it down in the pie pan on the bottom and the sides. Now, if you want to buy your pre-made crust, you can, or if you want to make it out of graham cracker crumbs, you can. But this is my graham cracker recipe, so I'm just going to do it this way. And this way I can make it as thick or as thin as I want. Now once I start getting it basically how I want it, just want a little bit more in here. I'm going to take my measuring cup and then just use it to press down, press the sides, and I can get a more even layer, and I'll be able to adjust where I need to adjust. See some of this thickness coming over here. I'll put it over here. My husband's not really a crust fan. He would rather just have me do a pie filling. It doesn't matter what kind of pie it is. He would rather just eat the filling without the crust. But I like a crust, so this is kind of thick on this side. So I'm going to work this around. And I can take this off here. And like I said, I'm going to use this leftover to make my son some graham crackers. Yeah, buddy.
Give me my dad something to drink, would you?
There's a jug here in the fridge. It's already made. Right there. No, Scruffy, get out of the house. Get. I told you it's been a crazy day today. Right there in that. Hold on. Give me just a second. All right. Sorry about that. My kid accidentally let the dog in, and hey, life happens. I just didn't want him getting in the living room on the couch with him being outside playing in the rain today. So, and I don't remember what I was saying. It was something about crust, but I don't remember what it was. All right, this is looking good. Just I'm gonna kind of press the bottom down in. Now my husband, he will eat the filling and then just leave me the pie crust. That's usually how this happens. All right, now I'm going to take a toothpick, mainly because it's easier to reach. I'm just going to kind of poke a few little holes down in my crust. And I'm not doing a baked filling. I'm doing a cold filling. So I am going to bake my crust, but not my filling. So here's my pie crust. I'm going to pop this in the oven. Center rack we'll start at 15 minutes and check it from there. And this, I am going to roll out and make some graham crackers. I might do graham cracker bites, just like little shapes for him. So let me get my area cleared up and then I'll come back and get these going. I've also set out a block of cream cheese to warm up to room temperature. So I'm just gonna work my dough here. Get it all to come together. Grab a rolling pin real quick. Take my little one here. Just kind of start rolling my graham cracker out. I'm kind of shaping it as I go. If you want to use your bench scraper to square up the sides, you can do that. Or you can do like I am and just kind of use your hands and press it. Now I don't want these real thick, but I don't want them real thin either. I'm going to try something I haven't tried. I don't know, the dough may be too crumbly, but I thought I would use my goldfish cutter, try and cut these out, since there's not going to be that many. But I don't know, I've never used my goldfish cutter when cutting out this kind of dough. So we shall see. Okay, I'm just going to try and even it up a little bit. Ooh, those turned out nice. Push these out very gently. Oh, these are turning out really good. Look at that. Isn't that? I don't know if you can see. These are actually coming out cleaner than when I do my regular, well, sourdough. When I do my sourdough crackers, they're a little rough around the edge. All right, I've got a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. So I'm just going to place my fish on these. I highly recommend the goldfish cutter for your graham crackers. These, and they held their shape. They're really nice. I can't wait to see how they puff when they bake up. But I am waiting. My pie crust will be coming out here in a few minutes, and then I'll pop these in to get them baking. The timer just went off, so I'm going to check my pie crust here. It's getting crispy around the edges. Oh yeah. All right, I'm going to let this cool for just a little bit, and now I'm going to get my fishies in the oven. see how they turn out. I'm going to set them for about 12 minutes. I'm going to let this cool just a little bit before I mix up my filling. My pie crust has cooled down, so I'm going to get started on my filling. But first, look at these little goldfishies. Well, they're not goldfishies, they're graham cracker. Lightly golden on the back. They've got a crunch, and they are delicious. Okay, now that I finished my goldfish, we are going to get started on our cheesecake filling. So I've got 1 block of cream cheese, softened. You want it room temperature. And I am just going to kind of dice it up a little bit. Just slice it, maybe cube it. It will help it mix a little faster in my stand mixer. All right. So I just cubed it up. Now I'm going to get this into my mixing bowl here. If you want to do this with a hand mixer, you can. All right. Scrape all that cream cheese in there because you want it. You don't want it to go to waste. All right. Now I'm going to take my paddle attachment and get this started to whip it up. There we go. I'm just going to scrape this down to make sure all the bits and pieces are kind of whipped up. There we go. Now I have juiced up a half of a lemon here, and I'm just going to pour a little bit of this lemon juice in here. Let me lift the, maybe you can see it better if I do it this way. Just a half a teaspoon or so. It'll just help your cheesecake have a slightly, what's the word I'm looking for? It'll give it more flavor. I didn't word that right. I'm sorry. And now we want to add our powdered sugar. I'm going to use about 3/4 of a cup. You can always add less and then slowly add more until you get the flavor that you like. And remember to scrape down your sides so that you can make sure all of your powdered sugar and cream cheese is being well mixed, and there's none left. There's just a little bit here on the bottom. Get that powdered sugar mixed in there. All right. This is looking amazing. I can just smell that hint of lemon in there. All right. So now I'm going to just make sure I don't have too much on my spatula. Vanilla. Going to add a teaspoon. Measure with your heart. If your heart says you need more vanilla, you need more vanilla. And who am I to argue with your heart? Now you want to take your heavy whipping cream. You'll want about a half a cup. I just pour it straight in. Some people mix this in a bowl separately. I just pour it in with my cream cheese and powdered sugar and everything. And now we're going to whip this for about 2 minutes. Start out slow. You don't want to splash it everywhere. This looks absolutely light and fluffy. Just make it a little easier for me to get it cleaned off. Now this also works great as a cheesecake dip. Perfect for dipping your little fishies in. Or fruit or whatever you would like. Alright, let's get that. Of course, you gotta taste test it. So good. So good. Hey, it unlocked today. I'm gonna slide my mixer out of the way and grab my pie crust here. Now I'm just going to take my filling, put it in the pie. I probably should have did 2 or 1.5 bricks, but I was using a slightly smaller pie pan than I normally use. Now what you can do, what I'm going to do, is I'll ask my husband first. Sometimes he likes a fruit filling on top, sometimes he does not. So I might just go ahead and make a blueberry filling to put on top, and if he wants it, he can, and if not, then I can eat it. Yeah, okay. I need to remember that I need to use 1.5 bricks of cream cheese next time I use this pie plate. But with the filling on top, it's going to look absolutely beautiful. Alright, I will put this in the fridge to chill. As you can see, it's just needed a little bit more to make it nice and fluffy. But that's okay. Alright, we're going to put this in the refrigerator to chill until after supper tonight. I am going to make a mixed berry filling for the top of my cheesecake. So I've got a few blueberries here, and they're frozen, so that will help. I won't have to add as much liquid to them. And I've got black raspberry here. Mix those two together. So we're just doing a mixed berry filling. Now if you have strawberries or cherries or whatever fruit you would like to add in, that you can. This is just what I had in the freezer. I'm going to add a small splash of vanilla, just a little bit. A little bit more because that was just a drop. There we go. And some granulated sugar. I'm going to do 1/4 cup. Just going to mix this together. And since these berries are frozen, a little bit of ice crystals and things on there will act as my liquid. Alright, I'm going to get this on the stove on low and start letting it simmer down. I'm going to add a little splash of water. I'm going to mix up a little bit of a slurry here. So you want to use your starch. I have cornstarch on hand. I want about a teaspoon. And then you're going to want about the same amount of water. Just mix that together until you get a paste like this. Now I'm going to take some of my hot liquid over here out of my berries. Put in there. And mix this up. Alright, now I'm going to pour it back in to my berries. Make sure you get all of your slurry out and then start mixing. Oh yeah. Actually going to go ahead and just turn my stove off. It's a thin slice of my cheesecake. I'm going to take some of my berries here. Put that right on top. You can use as much or as little as you want. And let me tell you, this is so delicious. I couldn't wait. I let them cool down a little bit, but...
Thank you for joining me, and happy baking!